Kick the tires on a few IP phone systems and you're gonna have some questions. Starting with why. Like, why can't we choose our own network equipment provider? And why is switching over from our legacy system gonna be so tricky? Deploy that IP phone system, and the question becomes how. As in, how come it's so labor intensive to manage this thing? And how did this get to be so expensive? And then, when you need to add locations or expand, comes what? What do you mean I have to rip and replace this whole thing? The answer is usually because. Because that's how it is with bolted-on systems. Or because it's only IP enabled. But if the system is all IP, if it has the right architecture, it doesn't have to be that way. So maybe you should ask, who out there is doing it right? The answer is ShoreTel. Their brilliantly simple phone system eliminates complexity and frees your people to focus on the real work that needs to get done, all while delivering the industry's lowest TCO. Which brings us back to how, as in, how can ShoreTel do all that? The architecture of traditional telephony resembles silos. Every location is independent, with its own PBX, voicemail, and ACD. All in all, a surefire recipe for dial tone. But that'll cost you. With 3 locations, you'll have 3 PBXs, 3 voicemails, 3 ACDs, and who knows how many people to support it. Which means 9 things to update when you add a user, 9 sets of licenses, 9 kinds of headache. And that's just for 3 sites. Imagine if you had 12 or 20, and that's only for IT. Users don't have it much better. Most IP technology replaced silos with a centralized architecture and a WAN link. That puts your call processing server in one site, your phones and gateways in others, and centralizes things like voicemail and advanced apps. But what if you lose your WAN connection? Yikes. Vendors like to use full or partial call control solutions to back up these systems, but that's kind of like towing an entire spare car with you just in case you get a flat. So, next time you're asked to choose between simplicity and reliability, choose both. Choose ShoreTel. ShoreTel set out in 1996 to do IP telephony the right way. And they started by asking, how would it work if voice were just another app? The answer is a system that runs on your IP network, replacing silos and centralized scenarios with a distributed architecture that builds in reliability, ease of management, and ease of use. Let's take a look. At the heart of the solution are voice switches, embedded appliances that provide the voice services users need to communicate on their device of choice, whether or not it's a ShoreTel phone. Each voice switch includes a copy of the key information about the system so it can handle user requests and independently connect calls. Put 2 voice switches on the network and the distributed magic kicks in. The switches instantly find each other, exchange information, and combine themselves into a single system. Distributed isn't just smart, it's scalable. To make your system bigger, just add switches. Whether you're having a growth spurt or adding a new location, you just plug in switches enough to accommodate the number of users. No matter what size you scale to, you'll know that once your ShoreTel system is up and running, it will stay there. Those ShoreTel voice switches are embedded devices with no spinning media. And your system's PBX, database, and route table are burned into the flash memory of each one, which is way more reliable than using servers with hard drives. A centralized system can seem pretty sweet. That is, until your call processing server blows out. Then, not so much. But a ShoreTel system is fully distributed, so those voice switches can work independently. If a part of the network goes out, that local switch provides services like nothing happened. Also built into your system is N+1 redundancy. +1 means that just one additional voice switch on your network ensures redundancy for everyone. If one of your phones can't reach the switch it's associated with, it automatically goes and finds another one. So instead of towing around an extra car, with ShoreTel, you're driving on self-inflating tires. N+1 redundancy also means that one single voice switch can be used to cover for an individual site, or an entire system in the event of failure. Even more, all that happens without any extra effort or weekend work from your IT staff. Where the other guys bolt on capabilities, ShoreTel offers a complete communication solution via one network management server, ShoreTel Director. It provides integrated advanced applications, including unified messaging, auto attendant, reporting, accounting, mobility, and more. And all these applications are distributed, available at every location and yet independent, just like your system's voice services. ShoreTel Director redefines how applications live on your system and changes how you manage it. Where the other guys make you learn multiple management tools, Director streamlines everything into one simple web-based interface. Just log on to manage all aspects of your system. Every site, every app, everybody. It's easy because Director does the heavy lifting. All you're doing really is updating a database. Adding new users to the system is as simple as typing their names once. Director sets up their voicemail and all the rest. Giving them the capabilities they need is as easy as clicking checkboxes. In fact, Director is so easy to use, administrators can be certified after one 4-hour course. It's that simple. And for users, ShoreTel Communicator makes things just as easy, whether their needs are basic or more than that. Need to just make a phone call? No problem. IM? On it. Video conference? Easy. Need to move that phone conversation into IM and then bring in a larger group? No sweat. With ShoreTel Communicator's presence features, users have the freedom to see who is available and to connect with them, however they need to, at any given moment. And they can enjoy that freedom just about anywhere. Communicator lets remote and mobile users turn their laptops and smartphones into their own communication central. They can specify where they want their calls to go, their desktop, their mobile, or even have calls ring in on both. And because they can switch from one phone to another mid-call, they don't have to think twice about taking calls that ring in on their desks at 5 to 5. They can answer, switch over to their mobile, and still get out the door on time. Looking to integrate mobile phones with your PBX? ShoreTel's got you covered. ShoreTel's platform-agnostic mobility solution does more than just give on-the-go users access to extension dialing, company directories, and all their UC tools. It also slashes costs by invisibly routing mobile calls onto the most cost-effective network, cellular, Wi-Fi, or 3G. So, when folks are in the office, calls can hitch a free ride over your company's Wi-Fi, only using pricey cellular minutes when they have to. Handover is automatic, seamless, and invisible. So with ShoreTel Mobility, a call is a call is a call. Knowing that ShoreTel's all-in-one, all-IP solution was built from the ground up to be open, simple, and light on resources from end to end makes it easy to see how they can guarantee the industry's lowest total cost of ownership, because that's how they built it. In fact, if ShoreTel's TCO is higher than another vendor's, ShoreTel will lower its prices to beat it, guaranteed. So, now that you've seen the difference a distributed architecture makes, the only question really is, when are you going to go with a brilliantly simple IP phone system?